The elevator doors slid open with a soft chime, spilling warm light onto the quiet marble lobby. Alina exhaled, tugging her blazer tighter around her shoulders. Another 12-hour workday behind her, another night waiting in a cold apartment filled with silence and city noise. Her phone buzzed again. Another reminder of unread emails, unfinished negotiations, an empire that never slept. She was about to step toward the glass doors when a small, hesitant voice reached her. "Ma'am, excuse me." Alina turned. Near the reception desk stood a little girl, her backpack slipping off one shoulder, paper crown crumpled in her tiny hands. She couldn't have been more than 7. Her dark hair was tied in 2 uneven pigtails, and her shoes looked a size too big. "Yes?" Alina asked, softening her tone instinctively. The girl's gaze flickered nervously between the floor and Alina's face. "Can you pretend to be my mom?" The words were barely a whisper, fragile as tissue paper. For a moment, Alina simply blinked. "I'm sorry. What did you say?" The child swallowed hard, her voice trembling. "For the school play. I'm supposed to go on stage tonight, but the teacher says every kid has to have a parent in the audience. My daddy's busy. Everyone's mommy is coming." Her chin quivered. "And I don't have anyone." Something inside Alina cracked. She'd spent years building walls. Steel walls made of late nights and quiet mornings, glass walls that reflected power but hid the emptiness behind them. And yet, one look at this trembling little stranger, and those walls began to tremble. "What's your name?" Alina asked gently. "Lena," she said, brushing her eyes with the back of her hand. "Lena Roberts." "Well, Lena," she said, crouching to the girl's height, "I've never played a mom before. I'm not sure I'd be very good at it." Lena managed a shy smile. "You don't have to do anything. Just be there, so I can look at someone when I say my lines." Alina hesitated. She had a dinner reservation with a client, a mountain of paperwork waiting. But as she looked into those hopeful eyes, something shifted. For the first time in years, her schedule didn't seem that important. "All right," Alina said softly. "Let's go to your play." Lena's face lit up, pure joy spilling across it. She grabbed Alina's hand without hesitation, her small fingers curling around hers like she'd found something she'd been missing all along. And as they walked out into the evening glow, Alina realized, so had she. The school auditorium smelled faintly of crayons, paint, and freshly mopped floors. Rows of folding chairs lined the room, already half filled with chattering parents, phones out, snapping pictures of costumed children darting around the stage. Paper stars dangled from the ceiling, glitter catching in the low light, and a cardboard castle leaned slightly to one side on the makeshift stage. Alina followed Lena through the crowd, still half wondering what she was doing there. She hadn't set foot in a school since her own childhood, and certainly not one filled with laughter and the hum of family warmth. Everything here felt foreign, soft, warm, imperfect. It was the opposite of her usual world of glass offices and polished boardrooms. Lena tugged gently on her sleeve. "You can sit in the front row," she whispered. "Right there. When they say, 'the Queen,' you can smile at me. That's what the moms do." Alina smiled faintly, suppressing the unfamiliar ache in her chest. "The Queen, huh," she murmured. "I think I can manage that." As she sat down, a few other parents offered polite nods, the kind reserved for strangers. One woman leaned over and said, "Your daughter's adorable." Alina blinked, startled, then smiled politely. "Yes, she really is." The words felt strange and tender on her tongue. The lights dimmed. The children scrambled into place behind the curtain, whispering and giggling. A teacher stepped forward, welcoming everyone, then called out, "Let's give our brave little stars a big round of applause." The curtain rose, and the play began. It was charmingly chaotic. Lines forgotten, crowns slipping, a dragon costume missing its tail. Yet Alina couldn't take her eyes off Lena. The girl moved with a mix of nervous energy and quiet pride, glancing toward the audience after every line. Each time their eyes met, Lena's face brightened. And something deep within Alina softened, melted even, like ice under spring sun. When Lena curtsied at the end of her scene, her little crown nearly fell off. The audience laughed warmly, and Alina found herself laughing too, a real laugh, not the polite kind she gave in meetings. Applause thundered. The children bowed. The parents cheered and whistled. And as Lena searched the crowd, Her gaze locked on Alina again, her expression shining with something pure and grateful. After the play, the schoolyard glittered with laughter and camera flashes. Lena tugged on Alina's sleeve. "Daddy's usually late," she murmured, her voice small. "He's important." Alina's chest tightened. She knew that tone. She'd used it once herself, as a child waiting on an empty doorstep. "Well," she said gently, crouching to meet her eyes, "maybe he'll be early today." Moments later, a sleek black car rolled to a stop, and a tall man stepped out, sharp suit, tired eyes, presence commanding. The CEO, the man who'd just signed a deal with her firm that morning. His gaze froze when he saw his daughter holding Alina's hand. "Lena," he said softly, confusion threading his voice, "what's going on?" Silence stretched between them. The girl smiled brightly. "Daddy, this is my mom, for today." Alina flushed, unsure whether to laugh or apologize. The man's brow furrowed, then softened as realization dawned. "You filled in?" he asked quietly. She nodded, awkwardly. She didn't want to miss her big moment. For a moment, the stoic CEO's mask cracked. "Thank you," he said, voice low. Lena giggled, clutching both their hands. "Can we all have ice cream now? Moms and dads do that after plays." The two adults exchanged a look, one of surprise, warmth, and maybe fate weaving quietly in the background. For the first time in years, Alina didn't walk away alone.